Let's talk about one of the more debated topics when it comes to footwork in the snatch, the stomp versus the slide. And I'll say this up front, there are excellent and efficient snatchers that do both, but there's definitely right and wrong ways to go about doing each of them. And a lot of lifters get it wrong in ways that does hold back progress for their first few years of weightlifting. So let's break down both of them properly, starting with the stomp. Now this is more traditionally Soviet in approach, an aggressive, audible landing when pulling under the bar. And when a beginner sees this and tries to copy this, this is what usually happens. After extension, they jump, they pull the heels back, and then they stomp. And this is exactly what I did. When I started weightlifting, I was obsessed with how the Colombians did it. Similar technique with the stomp, incredibly aggressive under the bar. So I started copying it without really knowing the mechanism behind it, which then gave me excessive airtime with the feet while trying to get under the bar, which made me wildly inconsistent. And that extra time I had in the air was essentially killing all bar body awareness that I had. I had no idea where the bar was once I raised my heels from the floor. So here's what's actually happening when you see an efficient lifter doing this stomp technique. The feet rising from the floor isn't the act of applying pressure to raise the feet. It's the opposite. It's the act of falling. Falling and pulling under the bar faster than your feet can stay connected to the floor. And you can feel this right now without a bar. If you stand up straight and simply try to fall as fast as you can, notice how when you pick up speed, the feet lift. Not because you're pushing them up, but because you're falling too fast for your feet to keep up. Now, try it with an empty bar in a tall snatch. You'll feel and hear a stomp. That's the mechanism at play here. Not a jump and stomp, but a fall that's fast and aggressive enough that causes an audible landing. Now, onto the slide technique. And this is where my story continues of where I tried to fix my issue with having that excessive airtime with the feet. Now this is a more modern Chinese approach where the feet stay far closer to the floor in the third pull, sliding them wider to find a catch position instead of lifting and landing. And the argument for this slide technique over the stomp technique is that this extra grounding with the feet before the feet move means you get slightly more time applying force through the floor with the feet, which then translates to marginally more bar height given to the bar in this way. And alongside that, there's much more consistency and bar body awareness without this excessive height of the feet. And the trade-off is potentially some speed under the bar when compared to the stomp. Now, years ago, when I was trying to fix this excessive airtime I had with the feet, myself and my coach made the decision that I was going to perform no feet snatches until further notice. And I ended up taking to no feet snatches so well as I did them for all my snatch work for the next 12 months straight, even performing no feet snatches at the World Championships later that year. What it gave me was a completely new level of bar body awareness, and it fixed the root issue that I was having. I had been cutting my pull short in extension in an effort to lift the feet far too early, and in doing so I was under leveraging my leg strength, which is what a lot of beginners do when they chase that foot stomp without knowing the real mechanism behind it. Now, there's also a common fault with the slide technique that's worth flagging. Some lifters' feet don't actually move at all, and it looks like and feels like for these lifters that their feet are stuck in the mud when they're trying to get under. And this has nothing to do with the Chinese school of technique here. It's actually a fault of placing too much pressure through the front of the foot when heading into extension, rather than through the midfoot. And this causes a sensation in that third pull of the feet being glued to the floor. And instead of the feet slightly moving out to catch, they either don't move at all or sometimes move slightly inwards because of this. If that's you, try this. Perform no feet snatches to build that bar body awareness like I just mentioned, but also change all of your pulls to flat-footed pulls, meaning no heel rise, maintaining flat feet throughout the entirety of the pull, even including extension. This reinforces midfoot balance in the second pull leading up to bar contact. So you don't get the chance to shift forward into the front of the foot, but you keep that midfoot balance, which once you then transfer it over to the technical lifts, should result in the feet being able to move a little more freely. So which is better, slide or stomp? Now at the end of the day, I performed the stomp in the snatch, but it took years and a long detour of no feet snatches leading into a slide before then doing stomps again, purely because it was more natural to me. So what I'll tell you is this: stay with whatever comes more natural to you. as long as you're performing it efficiently. Master the fundamentals first, then your own technique will emerge from that. And if you want to dig deeper into those fundamentals, I have a free positional playbook that covers all 3 Olympic lifts, free in the link at the top of the description below. And also, if you want to go deeper into your weightlifting journey, YouTube has suggested 2 videos here which will help you further.